Insurance is supposed to bring peace of mind, but what if the insurance company betrays your trust by pocketing premiums and then refusing to pay legitimate claims? Well, it happened.
It was a Larry Barker investigation that exposed the insurance scandal impacting tens of thousands of New Mexicans. Tonight, Larry is here with a major development in the case.
We believe that they were egregious practices.
When the Standard Insurance Company was hired to provide life insurance to New Mexico employees, there was not a whiff of scandal. But what a difference a few years makes. Following a News 13 investigation, Standard's misdeeds will cost the insurance company millions of dollars for business practices referred to as cold-hearted. What happened? Well, you need to go back to October 2012.
I'd never encountered anything like this.
How could this happen?
It staggers me. I mean, it was the last thing that I would have expected.
To Martin Heffler, it was a matter of life and death. He was a firefighter with New Mexico's Forestry Division. Martin bought extra life insurance to provide for his family in case something happened. Tragedy struck in 2012 when Martin died of cancer, leaving behind his wife and 8 children. Martin Heffler was just 50. Just weeks after Martin's funeral, the Heffler family received another devastating blow. You see, instead of mailing a check for $33,000, the Standard Insurance Company refused to pay the death claim, even though Standard had been pocketing Martin's insurance premiums for years. And it's not just Martin Heffler. Bob Allard was a state employee working at Heron Lake. Anthony Marcus is park superintendent.
He was the kind of person that would show up early, leave late. He took great pride in what he did here at the park. He worked his butt off. He took the job in his late 60s to provide health insurance for him and his family.
Bob had been paying his life insurance premiums all along, but when he died, Standard refused to pay Bob's widow the $22,000 claim because the insurance company said a medical form had not been filled out. Ed Burkle is Cabinet Secretary over the General Services Department.
When I found out that the 2 employees were denied coverage, I was shocked. I found it unbelievable that Standard Life had denied their claim when the 2 employees had been paying their premiums all along.
In 2012, Gene Mosier was State Personnel Director.
When a family's been expecting that funding, that money, pay for death benefits, whatever, and find out that they're not getting anything. And I think that's obscene. Their response was immoral. It was wrong.
Standard Insurance is headquartered in Portland, Oregon. The firm would not discuss the matter over the phone, and they wouldn't talk about it in person either.
My assistants are to ask you to leave immediately.
And just to make sure we got the message, Standard dispatched 2 employees on a mission to protect the insurance empire from unwanted scrutiny.
Excuse me, are you threatening me, sir? Here's a security guard with Standard Insurance Company taking pictures on a public street. What are you guys afraid of?
Standard sold life insurance to 74,000 public employees across New Mexico. Our investigation found the firm denied more than $200,000 in death benefits to various families holding legitimate policies. In 2012, victims filed a class action lawsuit in federal court.
Standard essentially waited until somebody died before they tried to figure out whether or not they were covered.
Attorney Robert Hansen represents the victims in the class action lawsuit.
We brought the lawsuit essentially alleging that the state and Standard were misrepresenting to the state employees that they were in fact insured when they may have been at risk for having a claim denied.
Last month, the case was settled out of court.
Part of the whole underlying basis of insurance is to have the peace of mind, particularly with regard to life insurance, that if you die, your loved ones will not have to get into a fight with the insurance company over whether or not you were covered.
If you're a beneficiary of a loved one who has passed away and you find out that your life insurance carrier has denied your death benefits, it's an extremely big deal.
As part of the settlement, New Mexico agreed to pay $100,000.
The state wanted this issue behind us to have it resolved, so we felt that adding $100,000 to enable both parties to settle the case was the appropriate action and greatly reduced the state's future risk.
Standard agreed to settle the case for $2.3 million.
The good news is that every public employee who paid Standard for life insurance will get a check. Now, the bad news is there are more than 74,000 employees who qualified. So if you had basic life coverage, your check will be $5.06. If you paid for supplemental insurance, you'll get $42.05.
Standard no longer provides life insurance to New Mexico public employees.
One would hope that through a multi-million-dollar settlement, the executives of the insurance company would be reevaluating the way that they do business.
Larry Barker, KRQE News 13.
After Standard refused to pay several death claims, the state stepped in and paid the money owed to the families.